What's crack-a-lackin', my dudes? It's me, Maropo, and today we are going to be doing two things. The first thing is going to be a review of Captain Marvel. The second thing is going to be my thoughts and predictions for Avengers Endgame. I have not seen this movie yet. I'm going to watch it tomorrow. You don't have to believe me, but that's what's happening. So, yeah, we're going to start off with my thoughts about Captain Marvel. Now we're going to start off with the characters and the actors. Nick Fury was the best character and actor in this movie by far. His CGI was great. His charisma with Brie Larson was amazing. I just loved all of his stuff. Samuel L. Jackson is just a very good actor. Maria Rambeau, who is the lady who is the Captain Marvel's friend, she was a really good actor too. I had no idea who she was, but she was a really good actor. And she was probably the second best actor in this movie. Some lines of hers didn't make sense, and how she barely was surprised about aliens didn't make that much sense. But other than that, she was pretty good. Captain Marvel / Carol Danvers, she was pretty good. She had some weird lines, and her acting was okay, but she was still pretty good, and some moments of hers were funny. Finally, Jude Law and Talos, who were the villains, they were kind of both villains, because at first you thought Talos was the villain, and then it turned out to actually be Jude Law's character, whose actual name was Yanrog, but no one ever knew that. I predicted that Jude Law would be the villain, because that's kind of what Marvel does. They make it seem like, oh, the mentor is the good guy, yeet, they're the bad guy. So that's why I thought he would be the bad guy, but I did not think that Talos would actually be a good guy, so that surprised me. Talos is Ben Mendelsohn, if you don't know. He was not a very great villain, but a pretty good guy. When he was a good guy, he was good, but when he was a villain, he wasn't great. And the last character is Goose. Super Carlin video ruined the surprise for me. If you watch my Captain Marvel video, you can see that I said I think that what Super Carlin Brothers said is right. You can go to that video to see that video. It's in the description. But yeah, there was pretty good CGI, but it was not a good explanation for Fury missing his eye, because in The Winter Soldier, he says, the last time I trusted someone, he lost an eye. Does that mean he trusted the cat? He's trusted people since then. It just makes that line not make sense. So I don't like that it took out his eye, but I do like that it existed. I thought it was a pretty good, funny twist. Now we're going to go on to the plot. This movie's plot was not good up until when Nick Fury came in. When he came in, it got much better, but before that, it was slow and boring and bad storytelling. If it had been like that the whole movie, this movie would be a 40% rating for me. But yeah, after that, it became really good. There were lots of fun little twists teaching you not to trust anyone. Like, the first, you hear about Skrulls, and then 5 minutes later, you learn Coulson was hiding as a Skrull, and then the S.H.I.E.L.D. director was hiding as a Skrull. And it's just very twisty. I did guess the Jude Law twist because of trailers, and Marvel does similar mentor twists like in Iron Man, but I did not guess that all of the Skrulls were good and all of the Kree were evil, and I liked that. That was a good twist. It completely twisted all it up. That was really good English. The third act was good, and the Tesseract twist was a very good thing for fans. I liked how they had that. If you were a good fan of Marvel, then you'd be like, hey, that's the Tesseract. I like how they don't actually mention, hey, it's called, like, they don't say, oh, this is a Tesseract. I remember this from blah, 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 blah. They have no explanation of where it came from or anything. And I like that. I'm glad that they did that. So, yeah, now we're going to go on to the visuals, which is not very much. Most of the visuals in this movie were great. Like, Nick Fury's CGI was great. CGI for the cat was pretty good. Phil Coulson's CGI was really good. But the only part of the visuals I didn't really like was Captain Marvel's, not her blasts. Her blasts were good, but when she was flying, her face did not look like a good face, CGI face. You could tell it was CGI, but there were good Skrull transformations. That was great. It looked like both natural and unnatural, like you could see their faces and everything. It was really good, but not like so good it was kind of scary. It was good. I liked the Skrull transformation. So overall, this is a good movie with a solid cast, okay CGI. It was not good before Nick Fury showed up. It had a pretty good plot and likable characters. My final rating for this movie is an 83%. Alright, now we're going to go on to my predictions for Avengers Endgame. And there are a lot of them. So, I think that in Avengers Endgame there will be 2 attempts against Thanos. Like I said, I haven't seen this movie, so I don't know. If I'm right about a lot of this stuff, people are not going to believe me. But I don't think I'm going to be right. If you think that I'm going to be really good at this stuff, then you should go back and watch my Infinity War predictions. Terrible. Nothing pretty much was right. Anyway, I think that there are going to be 2 attempts. The Avengers are going to attempt to save the world twice, and they're going to attempt to save Thanos twice. The first attempt will fail, and the second attempt will succeed. Alright, so on attempt 1, Steve, Natasha, Hulk, Thor, Captain Marvel, Rocket, and Hawkeye all go on an offensive against Thanos. Maybe Iron Man, Nebula, which I'll talk about later. In some of the trailers, it says that Thanos used the stones again, so maybe they're trying to get the stones back from him. That's what I think is possible. I think that they'll fail, though. They will not succeed this time, because that would be super boring, and they'll be super distraught, and maybe one or two of them will die. I don't know. I think about Iron Man and Nebula, I'm pretty sure they will be in the movie, but I'm not sure when. I think that it'll either be before the first attempt, so they can help with that, or it'll be after the first attempt. Alright, so on attempt 2, there are 2 ways they could go. 1 is time travel, or 2, and this would be crazy, they don't use time travel at all in this whole movie, which would just be insane, because everyone's thinking, oh, time travel, but what if they don't use it? So we're going to talk the first thing, time travel. So the Avengers have all given up, they're like, crap, this is our life now, Thanos won. And then a few years later, I don't know how many, because you can see Black Widow's hair, in some of the shots it's long and red, and in other shots it's white and not long. So anyway, Ant-Man comes through a time vortex into the future, and they're like, whoa, where are you from? He's like, the past, when no one's dead, because in the end of his Ant-Man and the Wasp, he was stuck in the quantum realm. So anyway, they're gonna figure out, hey, we can use the quantum realm to time travel. Because that's one thing. They could be like, hey, we can use the quantum realm to time travel back in time and go and fight, get the stones, collect them all up, and then fight Thanos one last time with everyone. Or it could be like, oh, we can lure Thanos into the quantum realm where he'll be less powerful, or we can fight him there, and then we can take the stones from him. I know they're going into the quantum realm somewhere, though, because they're all wearing those white suits in the trailers, and that's the kind of suits that Hank was wearing when he went into the quantum realm in his movie. Now, I think that while Captain America, Black Widow, Hulk, Rocket, Hawkeye, Ant-Man, Iron Man, and Nebula are off doing that stuff, Thor and Captain Marvel will be going to hunt down and fight Thanos, no matter what situation it is. Maybe, well, in the time travel situation, I think they'll go hunt down and fight Thanos to stop him from traveling around and going to try to stop the Avengers. So they're going to go try and stop Thanos because you don't see them in the white suits when they all do this. They're not there. And they're probably the only 2 people that could stand up to Thanos. So who do I think will die in this movie? Well, the only one for sure will die is Captain America. His arc is over. His first movie, at the end of his first movie, he tried to sacrifice himself and he failed. And he's been living in this time out of place ever since. And he really doesn't have any solid family. So I think it's a good thing for him to die for the Avengers, to sacrifice himself one last time. I think Black Widow, Hawkeye, Nebula, and War Machine have pretty high chances of death. I actually think Iron Man is completely safe because him and Pepper are probably going to have a baby, and I don't think Disney would want to kill off a father. I think Thor and Hulk are also safe because Thor is doing really well now, and Hulk still has one more movie to go on his contract, or I guess I should say Mark Ruffalo. Also, all the new heroes like Ant-Man, Captain Marvel, and Rocket are safe, and all the heroes who died in the snap are safe, to me at least. So I think people who I think have a chance of death are Captain America, Black Widow, Nebula, Hawkeye, and War Machine. Everyone else I feel like is pretty safe. Some people have a higher chance than others, but I still think that they won't die. So that's the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to go check out my Captain Marvel Captain Marvel predictions video to see how wrong I was about that. Thanks for watching. Bye.